Hello everybody, welcome to Wild Boy Movies, the place to talk movies, and CinemaCon has officially begun for the year of 2026, and this week we are expecting a whole ton of movie updates for some of our most anticipated movies. And the event kicked off with the Sony Pictures presentation. So what I'm going to be doing in this video is I'm going to be going ahead and breaking down all of the reveals that we got from the Sony Pictures presentation at CinemaCon and talk about some of the best announcements from that panel. But be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below your favorite announcement from the Sony CinemaCon presentation. And before we even get into this video, I just want to show off the little Spider-Man shrine that I made in anticipation of the Spider-Man updates for Brand New Day and Beyond the Spider-Verse at the panel. But without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, so Sony started off their presentation with literally nothing for like 30 minutes. I believe they were presenting like an award to someone within that first 30-minute window of the presentation, which is rather annoying because I'm literally making this video as the Sony presentation is going on. But once that was done, they finally went ahead and started talking about some of the upcoming movies. And they went ahead and started off with Nate Boganski's new movie, The Breadwinner. And Nate went ahead and talked about how this was his first movie and hopefully it wasn't his last movie. And then they went ahead and showcased a new look at the movie to attendees. And honestly, I'm not going to dive into what the clip was just because I'm not really that interested in The Breadwinner. It's one that I'll probably wait for it to be released on Netflix to watch. But as of right now, I'm just not really that interested in the movie. The trailers really haven't done anything for me, so I'm not going to spend too much time on that footage. And from there, Sony went ahead and moved on to talk about Spider-Man Brand New Day, where they went ahead and had Tom Holland go up on stage and go ahead and mention that Spider-Man Brand New Day is the most emotional and grown-up of all of his Spider-Man movies. And that sounds very exciting, but the most exciting thing is we got some first posters for Spider-Man Brand New Day. This one, which looks pretty cool, and I think this one, which is better, which is Spider-Man versus the Hand, and we did get these posters released online. And attendees got to see an exclusive clip that was not released online, and it was Peter meeting MJ and Ned again at a party, and Ned trying to figure out who's Spider-Man, and there are now the options to either Flash Thompson or Mr. Harrington. Now, to be completely honest with you guys, I was kind of hoping that this footage would be of Tom Holland's Spider-Man and Jon Bernthal's The Punisher, just because I really want to see more of that relationship that Spider-Man and Punisher are going to have in the movie, and maybe that also might just be from the fact that we got the Punisher One Last Kill trailer just, I believe, last week, and I'm wanting to see more of Jon Bernthal's Punisher. But I'm liking the sound of the footage that they showed at CinemaCon, and I'm also really liking the posters that they did drop online. Then they went ahead and moved on to talk about Insidious 6 that we recently just found out would be called Insidious Out of the Fervor. And just like what Sony said over the weekend, they did go ahead and release this trailer online after showing it to attendees, and I thought the trailer was pretty alright. Now, I haven't seen any of the previous 5 Insidious movies, but from the looks of this trailer, this one does look pretty decently. I'm not going to say that it looks good, but I'd be willing to go ahead and check it out. And from what it looks like in this trailer, it seems like the movie will follow a mother who is a dentist who is able to bring the demons from the fervor into the real world permanently. And the mother having to protect her daughter from the demons from the fervor. And that actually sounds like a pretty interesting idea for the Insidious universe. And again, is a movie that I would be down to watch, but I'm just not over the moon excited for this movie, mainly because I haven't seen any of the Insidious movies. The thing that got to me most with this trailer was basically that opening scene with the dentist, because I'm someone who doesn't like going to the dentist, so that was kind of creepy to see. And Sony decided to keep on going with the horror train and talk about Zach Cregger's Resident Evil. The director did go up on stage to talk about the movie, where he did say that he played a ton of the Resident Evil games and it's a gold standard for survival horror, and then showcased the first little teaser for the movie where it's about a man trapped in an abandoned city filled with zombies. And attendees at CinemaCon say that the Resident Evil footage is wild and crazy, and I just wish I was at CinemaCon so I could actually see that footage, because I'm kind of curious to see this movie, even though I haven't played any of the Resident Evil games. My main draw to the movie is Zach Kreger as director, so I'm hoping that he does end up doing a great job with that movie, because I do know that I watched the last movie, Welcome to Raccoon City, but I just don't remember much from that movie since it's been so long since I've seen it. And then they went ahead and talked about some upcoming video game movies that Sony is making. Like for one, Justin Lin's H-Divers movie, saying that pre-production is starting in 2 weeks. And they announced an R-rated animated Bloodborne movie that's going to have Jacksepticeye developing the film. And that really is my only interest in that movie, is Jacksepticeye. And if Markiplier can do that well with Iron Lung, I don't see why Jacksepticeye couldn't do the same thing. So I'm rooting for Jacksepticeye with that movie. And they also went ahead and revealed that the live-action Legend of Zelda movie has wrapped filming. However, they did not showcase any footage of the movie to CinemaCon, so that's maybe something that we'll have to wait for next CinemaCon for attendees to see. But they then went ahead and moved on to The Social Reckoning, which, if you didn't know, is a sequel to the 2010 movie The Social Network, which was the Facebook movie. And people are saying that the footage does look pretty good, and that Jeremy Strong as Mark Zuckerberg is scary. Now, I haven't seen The Social Network, so my interest is not really that high for the movie. Really, my only main interest in this movie is Mikey Madison being a part of the cast, because I think she's a great actress. But I'm just curious on what do you even do with a sequel to the Facebook movie, because Facebook has really evolved since whenever that first movie came out. I'm gonna be very curious to see whenever the trailer comes out online, just to know what this movie is about. Then they went ahead and moved on to talk about the planned animated movie Bubs, before moving on to Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse, the one movie that I was really anticipating for this Sony panel. The producers of the movie, Lord and Miller, went ahead and got up on stage and said, "Welcome to the final chapter of Miles' story." And then they went ahead and showcased the opening scene of the movie to attendees, which I'm not going to dive into what that opening scene was, because I really am waiting for this movie. I've been waiting for this movie for such a long time. But what I will talk about is 4 new images that the movie have been released. First of which is Miles with his dad, along with what looks to be either a flashback or the Earth 42, Jefferson and Uncle Aaron. We also get to see Hobie Brown Spider-Punk with text surrounding him saying, "Gonna save your dad," in what looks like his universe. And then a photo of Miguel O'Hara versus Miles Morales. Like, this photo has to be the most hardest image of these 4 bunches of images that we just got at the CinemaCon. Spider-Ham, Spider-Noir, and surprisingly the Kingpin are going to be returning in Beyond the Spider-Verse, and the footage was described to be incredible, and I am so jealous of everyone who was at that CinemaCon presentation, because I have been waiting years for Beyond the Spider-Verse, like I mentioned earlier, and hearing that the footage is that good makes me really want to see this movie even more. The only thing that I'm really wanting to know now is what the Spot is going to look like, because last year we did hear that he's going to have like an arachnid form. So yeah, June 2027 cannot come soon enough. Like, I have been waiting for this movie. I know I said that multiple times, but this has literally been a movie that I've been very much anticipating for years, and I've been really wanting to see how they end off this trilogy, and I hope it ends on a high note. And in speaking of endings, Sony ended off their presentation with talking about Jumanji 4. The Rock went ahead and got up on stage and said that Jumanji 4 will be the biggest film in the franchise, and revealed that the movie is officially called Jumanji Open World. And along with that, they also went ahead and showcased the first bit of trailer footage for the movie to attendees, and it'll basically be dealing with the video game characters Dwayne Johnson, Jack Black, Kevin Hart, Karen Gillan coming into the real world, but they're still in like their demo modes, and meeting the human characters. That sounds like a pretty cool idea. Like, the world of the Jumanji video game is coming into the real world. And I do remember liking the trailers for the last 2 Jumanji movies that we got, Welcome to the Jungle and The Next Level. So yeah, this is a movie that I would definitely go ahead and check out. I would just have to check out the other two movies first since I haven't seen those previous two Jumanji movies. But that was basically it for Sony Pictures at CinemaCon this year. I gotta say, it was an alright panel. Really, the only things that were very exciting was obviously the Spider-Man stuff with the brand new day posters looking pretty cool and those awesome stills from Beyond the Spider-Verse and just hearing the descriptions and details of that movie making me more excited for Beyond the Spider-Verse. I was hoping though that we would get some updates on that Dread spin-off movie, which is from the Insidious universe, and an update on whether or not 28 Years Later 3 is still in development after Bone Temple's underperformance, but we didn't get those updates at CinemaCon. But that really was the Sony CinemaCon panel. Be sure to stay tuned on the channel tomorrow because I will be going ahead and talking about the Warner Brothers panel, so definitely be sure to stay tuned for that and all the other panels for CinemaCon 2026. But I want to hear from you guys. What are you guys' favorite announcements from the Sony CinemaCon panel? Be sure to leave me your thoughts down in the comment section. And while you're at it, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video, and have a great day.